What's going on, everybody? Ash here with a series of quick Nintendo news updates that have come out of a recent interview between Japanese business daily Nikkei and Nintendo's new president, Shuntaro Furukawa. And the translations of this interview come to us by Dr. Serkin Toto, who is a Japan-based game industry consultant who has a strong track record and is well known for reporting on things like this in the past. So I'm going to take these little news bits just one by one and just kind of go down here. So to start, Dr. Toto says that in this interview between Nikkei and President Furukawa, Furukawa says he wants Nintendo's smartphone gaming business to grow to 100 billion yen with one blockbuster title. Now, to put that in a little bit of perspective, 100 billion yen translates to about 911 million US dollars. But to put that into further perspective, last fiscal year, meaning the fiscal year ending in March 2018, Nintendo's smartphone business generated less than 40% of that number. And that actually checks out. Forbes published an article toward the end of February talking about how Fire Emblem Heroes, which has been by far Nintendo's most successful smartphone game, generated about $300 million for the company in its first year. So the numbers do check out, and yeah, if Furukawa wants to get Nintendo's smartphone business to $911 million with one blockbuster title, and you consider the fact that their most well-performing mobile title thus far, Fire Emblem Heroes, ended the last fiscal year with about $300 million, that's a really lofty goal. Of course, there's nothing saying they can't achieve that, but still, I mean, that's a lofty goal, and it really does put into perspective not only how much money their smartphone gaming business has kind of generated for them so far, but also how much more successful they believe it can be. So moving on to the Nintendo Switch, Furukawa also points out that Nintendo has chiefly, up to now, only been selling hardware in 3 major regions, which are Japan, the United States, and Europe. However, today, in comparison to that, the Nintendo Switch is on sale in 50 countries, and in addition to that, Furukawa says he wants to start selling it in the Middle East and Southeast Asia as well. However, there's no word on China, so we have yet to see really how the fact that the Nintendo Switch is being sold in more countries overall will affect those numbers compared to prior consoles that have only chiefly been sold in 3 regions. However, it's an interesting point nonetheless. Moving on, former Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima says Furukawa was picked as Nintendo's new president because he apparently knows how to get the most out of development teams. Essentially, apparently he can take these development teams and really get their full potential out of them. And not only that, but he allegedly spent the last 2 years mapping out Nintendo's entire future. So let there be no doubt, this guy, Shuntaro Furukawa, has been preparing for the role and seems to be quite qualified, because if he spent the last 2 years mapping out the company's future, that's really significant. And the last little point here is that Furukawa also has plans to change Nintendo internally. And by that, what I mean is that apparently a new committee that is going to be made up of 5 directors, including Furukawa himself, will decide on certain product ideas together. Now, Dr. Toto does mention that he thinks the implication here is that there were possibly more people involved in these decisions prior, or that there were too many people involved in these decisions before now. So now, moving forward, Furukawa wants to kind of rein that in and have these decisions be made by a smaller panel of apparently 5 directors, which includes himself. So just a little bit of insight there on how Nintendo's internal operations may change going forward. But other than that, that's about all I have for you today. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media. You can find all the links you need in the video description below. Otherwise, keep it on GameXplain for more on Nintendo and all things gaming. Until next time, guys, bye!